All right. So, hello everyone and welcome. My name is Stephen Leachewski. I am the president of the New Jersey LGBT Chamber of Commerce. Um, and today we are very lucky to have with us Joseph Cameron from JLC Marketing or Social Marketing. Sorry. Um, and he is one of our great members. Who will be going over everything you need to know related to social media marketing, your business. Maybe not everything you need to know, but at least all the tips and tricks that might help you get things started related to your business and promoting yourself. So I will turn it over to Joseph and we'll go from there.
All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. The only thing I'll ask at the beginning, for anybody who is not, just please keep yourself muted. There will be a point toward the end for a Q&A, and I would love to hear all of your beautiful voices then. So a little introduction for the people who do not know me. My name is Joseph Cameron. I am the founder of JLC Social Marketing. We are a social marketing company that's been around for a little over 14 years. So pretty much when social marketing started is when I founded my company. We specialize in proving a return from social advertising. So we really take social advertising seriously, and usually with companies, it is the social marketing. With social marketing, the aspect of it that usually is missing, the key piece, is actually being able to prove a return. And that's the most important thing with any business. So that's what we focus on. And we've been going strong for 14 years. We have helped companies go from literally $0 in revenue to making over $1 million a year. There is no silver bullet. And honestly, it's really not rocket science. It's following a system, having a good system in place and following it and sticking to it and analyzing your results and learning from them, and not being afraid to try new things and make mistakes, because that's just part of life. So some of the other things that I'm involved with, I am the co-producer of Jersey City Pride along with Eddie Baez. It is one of the largest Pride events in the United States with over 20,000 people in attendance during our normal years. This year, we will be back doing a live event in August. We'll have events throughout August, but August 21st will be our Jersey City Pride Festival on the Newark Ave Pedestrian Plaza in downtown Jersey City. So if anybody is around, definitely come check that out. It's an amazing time. It's all love. A lot of vendors. The NJ LGBT Chamber will be there as a vendor with a tent. So come say hi, and meet some of our amazing community. What we're going to be going over today is I created it's called our S.M.A.R.T Social Marketing and Boosted Post course. It's actually based off of a course that I created for Udemy, the online learning platform. So I'm going to share my screen right now, and we're just really quickly just going to take a peek at that. So here we go. So this is actually the page for the course. I will post links to all of this in the chat later on, but if you're interested, you can go to jlcsocialmarketing.com, and there is a link up at the top for training, and I will take you directly to this course. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be going over excerpts from this course. SMART is an acronym for social marketing, ads, and revenue tracking, because when you're doing social media, those are literally all of the things that you need to do. It really isn't that complicated. So without further ado, in order for you to really understand what I do, I guess it's best to hear from the horse's mouth. So I'm gonna really quickly play a little testimonial video from one of our current clients. His name is Anand Sukadia. He is the owner of Om Life Wellness Spa in downtown Jersey City. He's been a client and a personal friend for a long time. I actually met him through the BNI business networking group in downtown Jersey City. So I'm just gonna play this real quick. If anybody has issues with sound or audio or anything, please feel free to leave a comment in the chat so I can be aware of it.
Hi, my name is Anand Sukadia, and I am the owner of Om Life Wellness Modern Recovery Spa, located in Jersey City, downtown, right across from Liberty Harbor. So I started working with JLC Social Marketing for the last year and a half now through some of the courses he offered online. And then I finally bit the bullet and started working with Joe one-on-one. And let me say, it's been incredible. A couple of things I found really amazing and surprising at the same time. We've been open for about 3 years now, and we've worked with a lot of different people who do social marketing, but we were never able to really hone down on the specifics and get our numbers the way that we are with Joe, and the ROI has been incredible for it. Um, he's also able to tell us exactly the dollar in and the dollar out, and that's based on a lot of different factors, including our bringing our mailing list into all the ads that we do as well. So it's been very educational as well to work with Joe. Working with JLC Social Marketing, there's so many value adds in addition to just the social marketing aspect of it through Facebook and Instagram ads. But every 2 weeks, Joe and the JLC team and I meet with my marketing manager and we go over the numbers. He gives us a lot of interesting like advice on how to create better content, tells us what to avoid, what to focus in on, and also how to get a better boost on our ads. So what's really great is the cohesiveness that comes together when our marketing team and JLC's team work together. They're just basically on our team. They're not like adversaries in any way. Our marketing manager gets along great with our ads people at JLC, and it's incredible. So I look at investing in JLC social marketing as a complete investment because for every dollar that we spend, we're getting X in return. So I would be happy to spend even more than that if we're getting that same kind of rate of return. So I really appreciate working with JLC. Would I recommend JLC? Hell yeah.
So again, that's a few words from Anand Sukatia over at Home Life. If anybody is in the downtown Jersey City area and is looking for wellness services, definitely check out Home Life. It's an amazing experience. And just as a little bit more data to go along with everything, before we dive into the actual training portion, this is an actual report from a client. So this is a client, this is the report from January 2020 through midway through July 2021. And you can actually see a few really key things here. Number one, the fact that we're actually able to create a report that says their exact, return on investment, which is something that a lot of marketing companies struggle with. But every company, even if you don't hire a professional company, you should be figuring out these numbers internally so you know what your return is from your social marketing. With this client, you can see we tracked their ad spend, how many link clicks they got for that ad spend, how many purchases they received from that ad spend, and their return on ad spend, which is ROAS. So you can see their average return on ad spend over this period of time has been 22.45x return. So for every dollar in ads that we did, they received $22.45 back. You can also see the purchase value, which is all of those purchases, the 559 purchases, they added up to over $200,000 in purchases during that period of time. So social ads do pay off. These are ads that are verified by Facebook and Instagram. So this isn't a number that I could just fake or come up with myself. It's a report that just gets, spit out from the system, and I just translate it and put it into an ads report. You can also see our labor expenses, the total expenses,
Sorry,
the ROI
Joseph.
value. Yep.
Sorry, I think you're still sharing the testimonial video. Sorry.
Oh, gotcha. Yep, I will switch it over. So here, I will do this. Okay, can you see everything now?
Yep, I think so.
Perfect. All right, so again, you could see a few key things here. Again, it's from January 2020 through July 2021. So you can see the actual return in dollars and cents beyond a shadow of a doubt. Like I said, all these numbers are verified from Instagram and Facebook. And you can see that even after all their expenses, their total ROI was 7.28x. So for every dollar they spent in ad budget and labor, they received $7.28 back. So most companies are very happy to see results like this that added up to $158,000 plus after all of their expenses were paid. So this really is something that most businesses, when they think of social media, I think a lot of companies are starting to take it more seriously nowadays. But when you can actually prove a return, it really creates a different conversation with businesses. And that's the conversation that I like to have and the conversation that every business should have internally. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes of it all. So this is actually a social media planning and scheduling guide that I created a while ago. I have created a newer one since, but I tend to return back to this one time and time again. It was one that I created by hand, and I find that it tends to get the point across in a very easy way. So we're just going to go over a basic overview of how you should be planning out your social marketing, how you should be creating your content, ideas for creating your content, and how to schedule. And then we are going to go a little bit more in depth to some strategies that you can use in order to get the best results. So before you start doing anything on social media, or if you are currently doing stuff on social media, you should really be asking yourself three main questions. Number one, what is the desired outcome of this post? What are you looking for by posting something on social media? If you have to begin with the end in mind. So if you are just posting haphazardly and expecting to get results, you will not. You really have to have a deliberate plan and action for each specific post. Sometimes you can just be looking for more engagement. Sometimes you could be looking for traffic to a website. Sometimes you could be looking for signups, etc. So always make sure that with each piece of content, you do have the end in mind and you know exactly what the purpose for this piece of content is. The second question that you should be asking yourself is, how can your followers or fans accomplish your desired outcome? So if you want traffic to your website, are you providing them with a website link? Are you telling them, hey, go to my website? These are things that are very basic, but these providing links, providing ways for people to accomplish what you want them to accomplish has consistently proven better results. It sounds, so simple, but it's something that a lot of businesses really forget. Especially with call to actions. You really do have to tell people exactly what you want them to do. Otherwise, they just won't do it. If you are asking them to visit your website, definitely provide a link to your website. If you're asking them to call you, provide a phone number. If you want them to attend an event or something like that, provide, an Eventbrite link or at least the bare minimum posting the event info. And then the third question you should be asking yourself is, how are you tracking your results? Because no matter how good your social marketing is, if you don't know how to properly track your return from it, it's just going to seem like you're on a treadmill and you're not getting anywhere. And more importantly, when any higher ups at your company, if you do have to provide reports and things like that and explanations of your results to the powers that be, you will really need to be able to create reports like the one I just showed you. So if you're looking to track results, you can use some social analytics platforms. You can use Google Analytics. There is Genius Links. If you go to gni.us, that's a really great way of people tracking links. And it's similar to Bitly. So it just provides a few more options. So the next thing that you really need to do, and the place where most people get tripped up, is they start writing captions and they start creating posts for social media, but they don't exactly know if what they are writing is good or not. And I know that can seem like such a subjective thing and something that is really hard to quantify. But there is actually a very handy tool. If you go to coschedule.com/social-message-optimizer, CoSchedule created a free tool that will actually rate your social media post. So you go there, you put in the caption of your post, you attach the photo or video, the type of post that you are going to put, and they will actually pump out an exact number from 1 to 100 saying how good your post is. So if you are having issues and not knowing exactly how good your posts are doing, definitely go there and use CoSchedule Social Message Optimizer. It will tell you exactly what you should change. It'll say, hey, you're not using enough hashtags, or hey, your caption should be a little bit longer, or hey, you should probably try to use a video instead of a photo for this post because that's been proven to do better. They've created this social message optimizer from analyzing millions of social media posts that are posted on their platform. So it really is reliable. And if you are newer to social media, maybe you want to use this for 2 or 3 weeks just to really get the hang of knowing exactly what the platforms want you to do so that you can give it to them. Because the biggest thing with social marketing that when I talk to my clients, the one really helpful thing that I do for them is I pull back the curtain to this machine, this social media machine, and what these platforms really want from you. Facebook wants something very different than Instagram. Instagram wants something very different than TikTok or Twitter or Pinterest or any of the rest of them. So in order to get more leads, more engagement, a bigger following, you really do need to just provide the platform with what they're looking for. Each platform is built to provide content to users that is entertaining and keeps them on their platform for as long as possible. The purpose for Instagram is to keep you on Instagram for as long as possible. The purpose of Facebook is to keep you on Facebook for as long as possible. They do that by having its users create new and interesting content. And that is usually where, like the suggested posts on Facebook come from, or the explore feed on Instagram comes from. It really is the content that Instagram knows you will be interested in based on what you have engaged with in the past. So if your company or your business or organization is creating content that's appealing to a very specific demographic, then you have a much higher chance of getting suggested to other people in that explore page or the suggested posts on Facebook. And that really is how your social media is going to grow and open, and you're going to get more clients and more attention and more leads. So it really is important to provide these platforms with exactly what they're looking for. My company focuses on Facebook and Instagram. Those are the 2 most popular platforms right now. TikTok has become much more popular lately, but a lot of TikTok's features are now being incorporated into Instagram, just like how Instagram has done time and time again with things like Snapchat and things like that. So how you can provide these platforms with what they want is actually pretty simple. They want you to come up with a steady stream of high quality content. And I know that sounds much easier than it actually is, but when you follow a specific system, specifically, I created the S.M.A.R.T social marketing system. It actually breaks it down and makes things pretty simple. So really where it starts is creating different themes. Every month you can create one overarching theme, and then every week you can actually create sub-themes. So when you have one overarching goal for the month, it actually makes it very easy to figure out whether you're getting the results you want or not. If your overall goal for the month is to increase your follower count, that's a very specific number that you can track. If your overall goal for the month is to increase website visits, that's a very specific metric that you can track. If your goal overall is to increase sales for a specific product or service, again, that is a specific metric that you can track. So each month you really should have one goal, or you can split up the month half and half. I just prefer having one overarching goal for the month to make things easier and to get the best results. For any campaign that you're doing online or any goal that you're trying to reach online, you really do need to stick with it for at least a month or 2 in order for you to really start gaining momentum and gaining traction and seeing results from that. So again, like with the social calendar right here, you can see this is actually one that it was for November back when I created this. But you can see, we have one overarching goal for the month. And then each week we actually have a completely different theme. So the themes have to do with the main goal, but they are little slices of it. So for instance, with Own Life from the video that I showed you earlier, they are a wellness spa that offers a lot of different services. They offer flotation services. They offer a cryo chamber, which is it helps with your muscles and things like that. They also offer infrared sauna and things of that nature. So for 1 month, they may want to focus on, hey, one of our services maybe isn't getting as many sales as we would like, or we're going into a season where one of these services is going to be more important than others. Like for instance, when sports starts up, the cryo chambers are really good for athletes. So they tend to push those for a period of time. So their overarching goal for November might be, hey, we want to get people into the infrared saunas. So each week they would pick a different reason for people to want to use those infrared saunas. So, 1 week they could really talk about the health benefits of the infrared saunas, like how they could change how your body works internally. The next week, they might want to focus on health benefits, but from an external nature. Going in and sweating and getting all those toxins out actually makes your skin look better and gives you a more youthful appearance. For the third week, they may want to talk about, they may want to go into a little bit further about how, the infrared sauna releases toxins from your body and how those toxins could be affecting you in ways that you don't necessarily realize. So you can see all of these every week, you are still talking about the same thing. You're just picking one very specific theme within that main goal to talk about. That way, every week you're talking about something different, so your content stays fresh, but you are also leading everybody back to your main goal and getting them to do what you want them to do. And in that case, it would be booking more infrared sauna sessions. So the reason why you have to pick different themes and shoot at different topics is that you don't know necessarily what's going to resonate with your audience. And some things might resonate better with certain people than others. Some people really might be concerned with their outward beauty. Some people might be more concerned with their internal health. Some people might be concerned about, all the toxins that they have been consuming. It's for November, there is a lot of people are partying and eating a lot of things and drinking a lot of things, and having a detox after that is something that a lot of people might enjoy. But you can see for the entire month, you're keeping it fresh. You're talking about different things all the time. To somebody who isn't paying attention, it might not 100% seem like you're leading them all back to the same goal, but you are. And that is the main purpose of your social marketing. You really do have to have that goal, and then you have to figure out how to lead people to that goal. And usually a great way of doing that is educating people. Having a good mix of educational posts and entertaining posts, and then, straight advertising is really important. I recommend that our clients follow the 80-20 rule. So 80% of the time you're posting educational, entertaining things that still are relevant to your business and that still are leading people back to the goal that you want them to reach, but in a more roundabout way. And the last 20% of the time, you really should be doing straight advertising, which is, like a glossy magazine ad, something that you would see with that, something with high production value that tells people directly, this is what I'm offering, and you should, purchase it, or you should, sign up, or whatever the case may be. One thing that a lot of companies forget is with holidays. Do not forget your holidays. When you are creating your content calendar, you should really be marking off your holidays first. Those are easy wins. Those are easy posts. So for November, there's daylight savings. This was a year where there was an election day. the Diwali, Veterans Day, and Thanksgiving. So those are easily 5 posts that can be done right off the bat that you don't have to give much thought to, that you could just, hey, bing, bang, boom, I'm going to schedule these out. And that's 5 posts right there for the month that, are just easy wins. Usually with holidays and stuff like that, those are usually high engagement posts that you don't really have to give much thought to. So that's always the best way to go. Some useful apps are that you might want to use to schedule your posts. The one that we're going to review today, it's called Facebook Creator Studio. Facebook actually did create a free tool for everybody to use to schedule their Facebook and Instagram posts. So you can schedule your posts for free. You don't have to pay anything. But if you do want some programs with a little bit more features, you might want to look into Hootsuite or Planoly. Planoly does Instagram only. Hootsuite does Instagram and Facebook, and they offer a number of features that aren't found in Facebook Creator Studio. If you need help creating posts for your social media and you want them to look high quality, you might want to consider something like using Adobe Spark Post. This again is a paid service, but if you want really high quality content, it gives you all the templates. You just gotta, change out the text, change out the images, etc. And for tracking, for making your photos look a bit better, if you are just snapping photos on your phone, you might want to use something like Lightroom CC. It's not just like when you put a filter on a photo, it actually changes the lighting and things like in the composition of the photo in order for it to appear best to people, the most pleasing to the eye. So that's a really nice tool that I use pretty consistently. You can also use Genius links if you do want to track your results. And again, if you go to geni.us, you can check that out. And if you are looking to create landing pages for specific events or services or anything like that, you can check out Unbounce. I always like to try to go and use the services that are free, just that you're not racking up a big bill at the end of the month with all the social marketing. Just makes things a little bit easier. After we go over the content tips, I will be checking the comment section. So if anybody has any questions on any of this, please just post it in the comments now. And then before we move on to the next thing, we'll review all the comments and we'll review all the questions, and then we'll move on to the next part. So finally, at the bottom of the sheet is content tips. This really is a few really key things that you should be keeping in the back of your mind when you are creating social media content that you might not necessarily be thinking of. So the first one is tell a story. Again, select a theme for the week and tie your post together. When you create your theme for the week, you can create 2 posts, 3 posts, 4 posts, 5 posts, and they will all be talking about a similar thing, the same theme, but from a different angle. So it's almost like a TV show when, one episode ends and it's like, stay tuned for the next episode. If you really do want to increase your engagement, that is the way that you do it. You keep people wanting more and you keep them waiting for your next post. If they see a post that they like and it's like, oh, hey, like this week we're going to talk about, the 5, tips for, detoxing, something like that. Obviously one of the tips might be, going and doing an infrared sauna, but there might be other tips inside there too that people are really interested in. So if they see one post, they will go and they'll look back in your feed for the previous ones, and they will wait for future ones to come out. So it really is important to start tying your content together and for it to be more cohesive. And we'll go into that a little bit more in a little while. So the second thing is drive traffic off of social media. One huge thing that a lot of people don't really realize is your social media accounts can be suspended or hacked at any time. You do not own your social media accounts. If you have an Instagram account, Instagram owns it, and they can literally do whatever they want. They can pull the rug out from under you at any time. You can have millions of followers. It doesn't matter. You can get shut down. So if you are not driving traffic off of these platforms and onto your website, onto your email list, onto things of that nature, things you have direct control over, you really are, living, in, you have your foundation isn't solid. You're living in a house of cards at that point. So you really do need to make sure that, your social media is constantly pulling people off of those platforms and onto your mailing list and things like that. So the third thing is, followers are good, but a community is better. Would you interact or engage with somebody who never interacts or engages with you? And this is really where I see most businesses, and entrepreneurs go wrong. They post and they post and they post, but they never actually go and engage or interact. And that's not what these platforms are for. These platforms aren't for, standing on a stage at a podium talking at people. Unless you are a really big celebrity, that's the only way you can get away with that. For everybody else, you really do have to, you do have to post, you do have to put things out there, but you have to also be part of the conversation. Try to find people who are talking about the same things that you are, and go and see what they're posting, comment on their posts, ask them questions, do things like that. It helps in a lot of ways, but the biggest way is, I run a marketing company, so I will go and I will comment on other marketers' posts, and I'll be part of their conversations and things like that. And when I do that, their followers then see me and they know that I am a trusted member of that community, and they become more familiar with my name and my face. And the more I post and the more I'm part of that community, the more likely I am that their followers will also follow me. It's not necessarily a competition. You're not trying to compete with people. Everybody does their own things in their own unique ways. So, it doesn't really have to be a competition thing. All ships can rise to a certain extent. So when you do see other people who are doing the same things that you are, show support to them and be part of their communities too, because that is how you're going to get their community to become your community. It's such a simple concept, but again, it's something that a lot of people overlook. So the fourth thing under content tips is looking up hashtags before you use them. Please look up your hashtags before you use them. There is a such thing as good hashtags and bad hashtags. Instagram and Facebook do actually have a list of banned hashtags. And these are hashtags that have been used for malicious purposes. They have been hijacked by bots or by people who don't have the best intentions in mind. So if you are using those hashtags in your posts, Instagram and Facebook will actually lower your reach because they will see you as being part of the problem, when in actuality you have nothing to do with it. But that really is the reason why you do have to look up these hashtags before you use them. And a great way of doing that is just going into Instagram, going to the search, and just searching for a hashtag. When you click on the hashtag and you try to scroll, if it is one of the banned hashtags, you're only going to see about 15 or 20 posts, and then it's going to say, hey, we're not showing you any more posts from this hashtag. That is how you know you should not be using it. So very, very easy thing. And the fifth content tip is create posts from blogs. Multiple social posts can be derived from a single blog post. And this really ties together the entire system that I created. So you do have one overarching goal for the month. If you can actually create one blog post from that, you could literally take all your social media, you can create all your social media posts by slicing it up. So, like let's say the blog post was 4 paragraphs plus, intro paragraph and a conclusion paragraph. Each one of those paragraphs could be one of these weekly themes. So the first paragraph could talk about, internal health benefits. The second paragraph could talk about external health benefits. The third could talk about, how it detoxes your body. And that way, if you have one piece of content on your website or off of social media, you can say, hey, guess what? This is tip number 1 of 3. If you want to go read all of the tips now, link in bio, or go to the website, here goes the link. And they can actually see everything that you have upcoming. This also, it makes it so easy to do your social media when you do it like this, because, if you're creating, let's say 3 posts a week, all you have to do is combine all of those posts, all the captions together, and then you basically have a blog post, you know, an entire blog post. You have an entire piece of content for your website that, you know, it's just really easy. You don't have to do any extra work. And it will generate website traffic for you and people signing up to your email list and taking advantage of your services and things like that, which is, you know, the main goal for most people. So we're going to go a little bit into scheduling posts and everything like that. But before we do that, I just want to check the chat real quick and see what some of your questions are. And then we will move on from there. So the company for the analytics that were shared, hi, Kathy, thank you for asking the question. The company is actually called Ondibu Hair. They are one of my clients. They sell hair extensions and they are located out of Atlanta. They do very well. And again, that is a company that I started working with them at $0 in revenue, and they generate over $1 million a year now in sales. Okay, and I see there are a couple of other questions. Do you help clients with LinkedIn ads? Yes, we do actually assist clients with LinkedIn ads also. Each platform, again, it's a slightly different thing that you have to do with each platform. LinkedIn ads are much more expensive than Facebook and Instagram ads, but when you're trying to reach very specific demographics, especially in business fields, it is LinkedIn is definitely the easiest route to go down with that. And the second question that Kathy had was Hootsuite and Planoly, will they help schedule LinkedIn posts? Planoly only does Instagram, but Hootsuite does, you can schedule LinkedIn posts on Hootsuite. So I do recommend that if you want to schedule a post there. And hi, Karen, I see that you also posted a question in regards to having an Instagram live somewhere else. Can IGTV be put on a YouTube channel? Yes. So when you create longer form, for those who aren't familiar with IGTV, it is basically Instagram's place for long form content. So the types of videos that you would normally see on Instagram, on YouTube or something like that, you know, something more 7 to 10 minutes, you know, a bit longer than a normal video or reel that you would see on Instagram. So yes, you can actually take those IGTV videos, you can download them from your personal account, or when you are filming the video right after you finish, you can actually just download the video from there. It gives you a download link. If you are filming it directly on Instagram, if you pre-record it ahead of time, then it's already going to be downloaded on your phone or whatever device you used to record it. So then, yeah, you could upload it there. Some of the times with IGTV, the video ends up being vertical. So you might have to use a program in order to make it widescreen because YouTube does require your videos to be, you can't necessarily just upload a straight vertical video. They make you crop it and do some things like that. But yes, you can use those. And that is a very good way of reusing content that you already created. Everybody should be doing that. So I'm going to share my screen again, and we're going to go over, we're really going to go over really quick next, how to schedule a week's worth of posts in 20 minutes or less. And then we're going to review some Facebook and Instagram ads so everybody's familiar with exactly how they look and the different types of ads that you can do. That's just something that's a bit more complicated. So we're not going to be diving in too deep, but just making sure everybody's familiar with the options that are available and what they're good for. And then we're going to be going through some hashtag tips, and I will show you, we'll actually schedule a post using Facebook Creator Studio so you can become familiar with it and see how it's used. So I'm just going to go back to sharing my screen again. Okay, so we're going to I'll go over here. The button is being covered. I'm just trying to get back to it. There we go. Okay. So this is actually a download that I have. I did supply it to the chamber beforehand, but I will post a link to download this for anybody who has not received it yet. And this is actually a free download on my site also. So if you go to jlcsocialmarketing.com, you will see a button that to download this social, how to schedule a week's worth of social posts in 20 minutes or less. I know when I send this to people, they think that I'm crazy, that you can't do this, but it is totally possible, especially when you follow this specific system. And this really is what we just went over in that one flyer. So it really, the outline is, you really should be gathering resources, choosing your monthly content themes, figuring out your weekly content topics, selecting key points from your weekly topics, and then making sure you're including calls to action in each post, and then scheduling your posts. So if you do all 6 of these things consistently, you will find that number one, you're able to pump out content much faster than you ever could before. And number two, that your content is going to generate much better results than anything that you're not using the system for. So I'm just really quick going to review this. So gathering resources, it's very easy. That's just like any photos or videos or anything like that that you take specifically for your business or organization. You should be always putting those in like a Dropbox folder or a Google Drive folder, just one place where all of those assets live. Number one, it'll make it so that you don't have to dig through your phone whenever you're looking to post something for your business. And number two, if you do decide to hire help or get, if somebody is going to help you with posting your social media, then you literally just need to provide them with a link to all of your assets and you're good to go. Makes it very easy. And when you have a Dropbox or Google Drive folder set up for your business, multiple people can be contributing to those folders. So it does make it a lot easier for generating content. If one person from your business, decides they want to take pictures today, then they can go take pictures and just upload them and they're available to everybody. So the next thing is choosing monthly content themes, which we did, just go over this, but what I really want to review are some examples of what that looks like. So a monthly theme could be a new product or service, a seasonal product or service, a recent industry change or trend, a product or service that is popular, a product or service that is unpopular but shouldn't be, and a special event. So for instance, with Jersey City Pride, obviously we have that coming up in a month. So all of our posts are really driving people to, hey, go reply to the Facebook event, go to all these events that we're doing leading up into it, and things of that nature. A new product or service, this is something really easy for businesses. Businesses launch new products or services all the time, and really having a campaign that lasts for at least a month really drills it down and makes sure that everybody is aware of those kind of things. So really quickly, that's some example themes. If anybody is in an industry that they are unsure of what some of their themes could be, post their industry in the comments. And after we're done reviewing this sheet, I will pump out some examples that you can use in your social media. Make it a little bit easier for you. So the next thing is figuring out weekly content topics. So again, you're taking this main monthly theme, and then you're breaking it down into different topics. So you really do want to create a different topic for each week. So you're going to be creating 4 or 5 for each month. And some example topics are, for a product, it could be why this product is different than the competition, how to use the product effectively, other products or services that complement the product, reviews and stories about the product, or product use safety and health related information. So again, like this is easily 5 weeks worth of content. You could take each one of these and create 2, 3, 4, 5 posts just based on this one sentence. So when you start to really think about this in this structured way of, okay, the theme, now the different weekly topics, and the next part is we're going to break down these weekly topics into key points. And each of those key points, we are just going to create into a social media post. That's it. That's the whole system. It is very easy, but when you think of it in a streamlined and structured way, it really takes all the guesswork out of it. and you know that you're going to get good results. You know, obviously after this, after you have the content out there and you're posting high quality content, you could take the next step and start boosting your posts and things like that. And we're going to review that right after this. So, you know, selecting key points from your weekly topics. So again, you know, 5 key points on why this product is different than the competition. So this can easily be turned into 5 social media posts. So it has a proprietary formula. It has higher quality ingredients. It's safer for the environment. It has an all natural formula, and it lasts longer than the competition. Each one of these 5 things could be created into a social media post on its own, and they would be really highly converting. And you see, we really are addressing different pain points that people might have when they are, you know, looking at this product. Some people might think, well, why is it different than the competition? Well, it has a proprietary formula. You know, it also has higher quality ingredients. You know, why is this more expensive? It has higher quality ingredients. You know, if they are more environmentally conscious, then, you know, they'll be happy to know that it's safer for the environment. If they are conscious about the chemicals that come into their body, you know, they might really want to see it's all an all natural formula. You can see, like, we really do go through, and any pain point that we have, it's like playing whack-a-mole. You kind of have to address each one of them, because you never know what is going to strike a nerve with each individual person. So you really do have to think of it from a holistic view. So the next thing is making sure that you add a call to action to each of your posts. And this could be something as simple as, hey, go to our website to read the full blog post. You know, go to our, you know, website to purchase this product. Go here to sign up, providing a link. The main thing that you need to know is, and this holds true, is over and over again, if you don't tell people what you want them to do, they won't do it. When people are scrolling through on social media, you literally only have a few seconds in order to captivate them and to get them to, first of all, stop scrolling. But once you do that, even if your post talks about your amazing products or services, but it doesn't provide a way for them to act upon it immediately, you lost them. They are going to keep scrolling. They're going to move on to something else. But if you do provide a link or something else of that nature, then you really are, you will see an explosive growth in your click-throughs and your engagement and things of that nature. And one thing that all of the social media platforms are looking for is engagement. If you are posting something on Facebook that people are clicking on, like a link or something like that, and people are clicking on it, Facebook is going to say, oh, let me show this link to more people, you know, and they will also look at you as if you're more popular because you are posting things and people are clicking on them. You are posting things your audience wants to see. It's literally that simple. If you're posting things that people want to see, these platforms will expand your reach and increase your engagement even more. So you really do have to make sure that you are providing calls to action so that you can take advantage of that additional engagement. And then the last part of this is post scheduling. So we're going to take a really quick look at Facebook Creator Studio. If you're unfamiliar with it, you can reach it by going to facebook.com/creator studio. And again, this is a free tool that Facebook created that allows you to schedule posts for Facebook and Instagram. And it's very easy to use. All you have to do is, it's the same thing as posting directly from the apps. And I'll walk you through how to do that now. So if anybody does have any questions, especially with picking out monthly content, monthly topics, or weekly content topics, I'm gonna check the chat right now. If anybody has any questions, I will address those. And then really quickly, we'll go through the social ads and how to post on using Creator Studio. Okay. Okay. Hi, Kathy. Thank you for posting. I see that you have wellness. So wellness is a pretty big field, but I have worked with quite a few wellness businesses. It really depends on if you're providing services or products or both. I've worked with some massage therapists and massage studios that also offered products. So when they were launching their, you said coaching and online courses. Okay, yeah, so that's great. And that actually makes it very easy because you have one very specific thing that you want to drive people back to. If you're selling online courses, you want them to go to your course and purchase it. And one way of doing that is by looking at your course as a whole and taking out, the course is probably going to be separated into different sections with our SMART online social marketing and boosted post course. It's separated into two very distinct things: social marketing and then boosted posts. But then within those, it gets broken down into 7 or 8 different subcategories. So I would take one of those, and that's exactly what I did with how to schedule a week's worth of posts in 20 minutes or less. That is where that came from. I used that as I created that flyer, and it's based directly off of a chapter in the course. And I use that as a lead magnet because I know if I slice out this one little piece of information, this is juicy, this is something that is useful to people. It's, if you download it, you see what it was. It's something that any business can use and it's valuable. And that is actually how I drive people back to purchasing the full course. I take out a little piece of it and I say, hey, this is useful to people. Go and download it. You can get it by, signing up for my email list. So I am capturing their information. I'm posting on social media. I'm saying, go to my website, and enter your email address in order to get the flyer, the PDF. And then once they do that, then they'll receive a couple of follow-up emails saying, hey, guess what? Now that you downloaded this is only a part of the full course. So if you found this valuable and you think that this is interesting and you want to learn more, then, taking the full course is probably the route that you want to go down. So really, if you're doing any kind of online course, that is really what you want to do. You want to see the course that you already created, create lead magnets from it, which is just little pieces of your course that, it's something that is directly relating back to your course. So if you find people who are interested in that little piece, they're probably interested in taking the full course. And then, you just start promoting that little piece of content on social media and things like that. So you could create one of these, PDFs or something that provides valuable information. You can focus on getting people to download that for a month. And again, each week could be a new reason why people would want that. So it actually makes it into a very easy thing. I do also see Karen also posted something. One sec. Oh, you're welcome, Kathy. So Karen says, I'm launching a brand of lingerie for transgender women this month. I want to generate content that will drive traffic to my website and hopefully have some sales. So yes, this is something that honestly, you're addressing a portion of the market that is probably underserved. So congratulations for that. And thank you for doing something to help our transgender community because, most of the times, they're a part of our community that are forgotten or not taken as good care of as they should be. And that's sad. And I'm glad to see that's changing. But one thing that you can do, so if you are launching this brand of lingerie, and it's for transgender women, there might be some unique issues that transgender women face when selecting lingerie and feeling comfortable wearing it. So I would say you probably have different pieces of lingerie. I would say for 1 month, you might want to focus on one category or specifically one piece that you think could be a really high seller or maybe is underperforming. So again, like you choose one category and then each week you could address a different topic within that. Because there are going to be, if you're saying that you're creating a brand of lingerie for transgender women, you obviously think that that transgender women can't walk into any store, buy any piece of lingerie, and it fit their body and they feel comfortable in it. So there are going to be some unique things that you're going to need to talk about. And I wouldn't know those things, but I would say that you probably know some of them, and I would talk to some current or potential clients, and I would ask them specifically, like when you are looking for lingerie, what are the things that are going on in your mind? What are some of the concerns? What are some of the pain points? because once you figure out what people's pain points are, if you're saying that you're launching this brand for this specific demographic, this demographic's obviously having issues, or they feel like they are being underserved. So literally you just had to ask them, well, what issues are you having, or how do you feel like you're being underserved? And then each one of those topics that they tell you, you can create a week's worth of content on. That could be your weekly topic. And then, you can create it into different key pieces of it, and why you always want to incorporate, not just that this issue exists, but how your product or service, overcomes this, or corrects it, or is better than the competition. So that is a really easy way that you can go about doing things like that. And again, talking to your clients more and more, coming up with new products that better serve your audience. These are all things that, could help you create your content. Make sure you write all these things down, because they will be helpful. And they're things that you can revisit over and over again. Like, just because you talk about a certain topic 1 month doesn't mean in 3, 4, 5 months you can't address the same topic. There might be different things that have changed. There might be additional, portions of the conversation that you want to put forth. So that's, that's a really great and easy thing. And thank you, by the way, for helping our transgender community. I'm going to switch back to screen sharing, and we're really quickly just going to go over what some Facebook and Instagram ads look like and the different types, so you're aware of it. And then we're going to go over some hashtag tips, and then we're going to go into Creator Studio so that you can see how to post inside there. So let's head back over here. This thing at the top is blocking. Oh, this is not what I was looking for. Okay, one sec. Okay, so here we go. This is another flyer I created specifically to go over Facebook and Instagram ads, just so that my clients are aware of what they look like and what they consist of. There's a few tips that everybody needs to know about Facebook and Instagram ads. First of all the ads on Instagram are run through Facebook. So if you are unfamiliar with that, that is how that works. Facebook owns Instagram, and all of the ads are run from Facebook Business Manager. So the first tip is everything posted on Facebook, on your Facebook wall, can be converted into an ad on both Facebook and Instagram. The same thing goes with any Instagram post. It can be converted into an ad and shown on Facebook and Instagram at the same time, which is really nice. The second tip is square images perform well on both Facebook and Instagram. If you want to just keep it basic, just do square images. If you create any image that is long or wide, you're going to run into issues with it being cut off or not being presented in the best possible way. But those are advanced things that you can do, with more help from a marketing company. But the third tip is an image ad can only contain a maximum of 20% text on the image. Facebook actually did change this rule. They still do prefer that your images only have 20% text, but you can create ads from them. The more text your post has, or your ad has, the more Facebook is going to charge you to promote it. They really do want your ads to have as little text as possible. So that's always a good, thing to keep in the back of your mind when you're creating ads. You don't want it to be like a ton of words. You don't want it to be text heavy. So on Facebook and Instagram, this is generally where the ads appear. They can appear on the main feed on Facebook, on the sidebar on Facebook, or on mobile, Facebook mobile app. And the same thing on Instagram. At this point, I'm sure we've probably all seen social ads. But these are the actual different parts of it. So on the ad on Facebook, there's the social information, there's the business name. The third thing right here is the text, which is the caption, the image or video, and then your call to action. On Instagram, it's a bit of the same. It shows your Instagram handle, your image or video, whatever you used, your call to action, and then your caption or text below. So there are a bunch of different ads, and each type of ad is really used for a different purpose. So let's just really quickly go through what some of these are so that you know what options are available to you if you are looking to do advertising or to boost a post. On Facebook and Instagram, when you do post something, you will see that there is a boost post button. if you have a business account. So, you might just want to create that, and we'll go a little bit further into how you can do that. So the first type of ad that you can do is the page post engagement. So this is really just when you want to build engagement. There is a piece of information or, something that you really just want to get out there to more people. You just want to have a lot of engagement on that post. So you can use the page or video post engagement ads. The second is website conversions. So this is where this goes one step beyond engagement. And the main purpose of this is to drive traffic to your website or to a landing page or something like that. So if you are looking to increase signups for a mailing list or to download, a PDF guide or something like that, you really want to do website conversion ads. And again, this is a bit more of the same. It's a little bit different because, yeah, so it's basically Instagram links, Instagram versus Facebook. You can also just do, there's two different things you could do. You could do website traffic or you could do conversions. Clicks to website is just saying you want people to just click through to go to your website. Them converting isn't necessarily a priority for you. So if you are trying to promote a blog post or something like that, where it's more educational and not so much about people actually purchasing something, you might want to boost your post for website traffic and not conversions. If your main objective is conversions, then Facebook will try to put your ad in front of people who are most likely to convert. But that requires you to install the Facebook pixel on your website. And that is really where it starts to get a little bit more complicated. So if you have any questions about the Facebook pixel or any of those more advanced things, feel free to post them in the comments and I will go into it deeper. You can also do offer claims. So if you are, offering, a slight discount or something for first-time buyers and things like that, you could do offers. And that really is like the main types of ads that you can do. Facebook Business Manager does offer, I believe it's something like 14 or 16 different types of ads. So there are a lot more options, but these are just the main ones. And it's very easy to, get to accomplish your goal using these main types of ads. So really quickly before we move on, I'm just gonna check the comment section real quick. Okay, still good there. Okay, so the next thing before we move on, I'm just really quickly going to go over hashtags. I know we mentioned this before, and I know a lot of people, this is something that hashtags have become ubiquitous, but it still is something that is a mystery on exactly how they work to most people. So hashtags are used as a way to make your posts searchable. You can post hashtags on Facebook, and Facebook does, they do allow you to search by hashtag now, but it's not really something that is used very frequently on Facebook. It really is something that is more Instagram or Twitter focused. On Instagram, for the purpose of this training, we focus on Instagram. So you can use a maximum of 30 hashtags on Instagram. I do not recommend you use 30 hashtags on any of your posts. There are certain things that you can do that will make Instagram believe that you are a bot or that you're just trying to game the system, and Instagram does not like that. So usually it's really hard to come up with 30 really relevant hashtags anyway. So you're going to end up using hashtags that really don't have anything to do directly with your posts. And that really is where the downfall starts to come in, because once Facebook and Instagram start to detect that, they're just going to think you're stuffing hashtags in to try to get more engagement. So what you really want to do is you want to actually use less hashtags. A really good number for Instagram is, anywhere from like 10 to 15 hashtags, but make them extremely relevant to exactly what you're discussing. Because first of all, those are going to be the, if people search for the hashtag, and your post is extremely relevant, then you have a much higher chance of getting that engagement. But if you're just putting hashtag love or something like that, first of all, those are used like tens of millions of times, and it's just going to be throwing your post into a fire hydrant that's, spitting out, stuff into a river. It's just not going to get seen because there are too many people using those hashtags. So, again, like I said before you use any hashtags, definitely go and research them. And you should try to have a mix of hashtags that are used a lot and hashtags that aren't used so much. So even if you see a hashtag that's only used a few hundred times, that's actually really good because you have a much higher chance of showing up um, higher up. If somebody searches for that hashtag, you have much higher chance of showing up high in that list and getting that engagement. So don't be afraid of using smaller hashtags, but you can also mix in some bigger hashtags that have 1 million, 2 million uses and things like that. But just try to make sure you have a mix and try to make sure that all of them are extremely relevant to whatever you're discussing. And if anybody has any questions about hashtags or anything like that, feel free to post them in the comments and we could review that further. So again, in this guide, I just really quickly went through, some of like basic hashtags that you can use and really what they mean. A lot of them we're all familiar with: Man Crush Monday, Transformation Tuesday, things of that nature. But if you really are stuck for content and you don't really know what to do, just try to find, one of these trendy hashtags, and you can use it and you could just kind of go along with that. But I really would, just try to make sure that whatever you're posting still is extremely relevant to your business. So like you can do like a Throwback Thursday post, and it could be something that was happening in your business 2 years ago or something like that. And you could talk about how things have changed and grown and become better. There are ways that you can turn these to, these are high use, but you can turn them to your advantage. So I'm not really going to go into hashtags anymore. I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with them. But again, like don't overstuff your posts with hashtags. Just try to use the really relevant ones. If you only find 5 or 6 that are really relevant, that's fine. But if you, and don't use the same exact hashtags in every post. Try to switch it up with every post, because that is something that will trigger, if you use the same hashtags in every post, it will trigger off Facebook and Instagram's algorithm to consider you more of like a bot. And then your engagement and your reach will actually lower. So you're trying to stuff all these hashtags to get a higher engagement, but then it actually works against you. So, just really with Instagram and Facebook, don't try to game the system. Just try to give them what they want. They want you to just post interesting content that people want to see. And when you're using hashtags, they want you to use relevant hashtags that people, when they search for those hashtags, people will want to click on your posts. And on the flip side of that, if you do actually do that and you do follow that, you will get rewarded with a higher reach and higher engagement. So, it is actually a way of gaming the system. Just give them what they want. So really quickly before we move on to a really quick overview of Creator Studio, I just want to check the comments real quick. So is using a branded hashtag a good idea? Thank you so much for the question, Karen. Yes, in some situations it is. I would say if you use your own branded hashtag, you have a way of people who want to see more content from you to go into one place. I would say you should start using a branded hashtag when you are starting to get a lot of customers and visitors and fans posting about your business or service, because then you want that to become searchable. You basically want all of those things to become indexed. And that's how you would do it, by telling them, hey, guess what? Use our branded hashtag so that all of your posts and all these things that you're doing, there's like an actual permanent record of it and there's an index of it that becomes searchable. So that would really be a good way to do that. I know with Jersey City Pride, we do hashtag Jersey City Pride. We also do, Jersey City Pride, 2019, 2018, things of that nature. So it really does make it so that when you search for one of those hashtags, you can actually see everything that happened from those events, and it creates a special experience. But that really is when you're going to use it. If you really are the only account that is posting about your business, then there really isn't that big of a need to post it, unless you're trying to promote your own hashtag for other people to use. Then you can use it in that situation. Other than that, I would just try to find really relevant hashtags that other people are using. And a really good way of doing that is to try to find your competition and seeing what hashtags they use and just write them down, and then use those in your posts. It's a very easy way of coming up with a really long list. I would suggest, what I've done, what I usually do is I come up with a really long list of hashtags, 50, 60. And then whenever I'm posting something, I'll just go through the list and be like, okay, this one's relevant, that one's relevant, this one's relevant, that one's relevant, and then throw them in the post. Yeah, so it just makes it very easy when you actually create that full list, and then you can just cherry pick which ones you want to use at any given time. So it helps you keep it, you still are using the same set of hashtags. It's just a much larger set, so you don't have to use the same exact hashtags in every post, which is again what Instagram says that it wants. Okay, yeah. So Karen was asking customers using the hashtag when they're reviewing. Would it be a way to build a community? Yes, 100%. And that's the exact right way to use branded hashtags about your business. Is if you do have a bunch of people posting about your business or your product or your service, then you do want other people who are also posting about your business or product or service to be able to join the conversation and see what people are talking about. If somebody's saying, hey, we love your shampoo or we love your infrared sauna, and then they could actually click on, that hashtag and go to a whole list of other people who are saying, yeah, we love it too. First of all, they're going to meet new people and they're going to be able to have genuine interactions. And it was because of your business. So when you can actually start generating that, again, it's giving these platforms what they want. That is what they want. They want your business to generate more engagement on their platform and more people having genuine connections. So that's the exact right way to use it. So definitely, if they are talking about your business, tell them to use your branded hashtag, and tell them to also go, chit chat with other people who are using it too. That's creates a little bit more magic, and you're the person or the business that connected them. So the last thing we're going to go over, we're really quickly going to post something using Facebook Creator Studio. So we're going to post it to Facebook and Instagram simultaneously, and you'll see exactly how easy that is to do. So you don't have to be intimidated by that. Okay, I'm just going to switch back to sharing real quick. Okay, so again, if you go to facebook.com/Creator Studio, you will arrive at this screen. If you are brand new to Creator Studio, you will be asked to connect your Facebook or Instagram, whatever the case may be. After you've completed that step, it's very easy. It walks you through. You just have to click a couple of buttons. After that, you'll see that there's two tabs at the top. One says Facebook and one says Instagram. You can click back and forth and you can see the current posts and all of their stats. Right now, you can see I'm using Jersey City Pride. It does give a full thing of insights and things like that. So if you're unfamiliar, definitely dig through Creator Studio. You can also see, like all your engagement and stuff like that. So you're seeing we are in high gear right now. We're doing a lot of ads. So our engagement is through the roof at this point. But when you go to Creator Studio, what you should be doing, you could, if you don't use Instagram, then you could just go right here to the top left under when you have the Facebook tab selected, you can click Create New, and then it gives you a list of options. I would just suggest clicking Create New Post. And then this is where, you can just type in an example caption. You can add media, so you can add a photo, a video, or you can actually go live. If you type in a link here, you can actually turn on link previews and stuff like that. So you see now that I typed a link in there, link preview, this actually becomes a toggle on and off. So, you can add a link. If you wanted to attach a photo or a video instead of showing the link, you can always toggle that off. And then you can add a location, you can tag a sponsor. And then down here, you could actually do a few more things. If you wanted to stop the newsfeed distribution, like let's say it was something that was only relevant for a few days, you can have it completely disappear after a few days. And it has a few more advanced options. But for right now, all you really need to know is that, you have to put in a caption, attach a photo or video. If you put a link here, you could turn the link preview on and off. And then it'll give you a preview of exactly how this post will look. And then at the bottom right, like let's say when you're done, you can either click publish and it'll publish immediately, or you can click this drop down arrow to the right of it. And you can see a few options pop up. So you can do schedule a post, which we're going to do, and you can select a date. You can do save as draft. This is for, you should use this if your post needs to get approved by somebody else on your team. Or else you could do backdate. Like, let's say you just wanted to add more information in about something that happened in the past, you could backdate it. So if we hit schedule a post, you can see it comes up with a very simple date selector and time selector. So you just do that, you click save, and then it'll post whenever you wanted it to post. I am going to go into, I'm gonna just click the X and discard the changes. When I post, I'm usually posting on Instagram and Facebook at the same time. So there's a very easy way of doing that. If you click on the Instagram tab at the top right, it'll bring you to a slightly different screen. So this will actually show you the engagement and all of your previous Instagram posts. And again, up at the top left, it'll have a green create post button. So we're just gonna really quickly tap that. And then we wanna create a post for Instagram feed. I'm gonna select, I have a few accounts connected right now. So I'm gonna select Jersey City Pride. And then you see it comes up with a slightly different post, a slightly different set of options than for Facebook. So what we're actually going to do is we're actually going to post something right now. So I do have a caption created, I have an image ready and everything like that. So we are going to do that. So back here, I'm just going to select this. So I pre-wrote the caption. It's based off of the event that we created on our website. So I'm just going to post the same exact text inside there. We can add in a location. So this is going to be at Hardgrove. So all you gotta do is type in the name and select it. And then we're going to add in some content. So I'm just going to hit add content, and then from file upload. And I'm just going to upload a picture of the flyer of the event. So perfect. So now that is done. Okay, and then down here, this is like the really key thing that you need to pay attention to. So you added in the caption, you can add a location if need be, you add in your photo or video, you can tag people, or you can crop it if you need to. But then down here, it says post to Facebook. So what you wanna do is you wanna click this little checkbox so that it also posts to Facebook. And this could be a little confusing. You could see there's a publish button here and a publish button down here. For Facebook specifically, you have to choose whether to publish it or to schedule it for later. You can also save as draft. So we're going to leave it as publish now. And we do also want this to post on Instagram right now also. So we did everything. There are some advanced settings over here that you can look into if you want to turn commenting off or add alternative text. We don't want to do any of that. So we're just going to hit publish. And that's it. It's literally that easy. We'll refresh this page in a second, and you should see now that that is published. Sometimes it takes a few minutes for this to update, but that is literally it. Facebook and Instagram, you can post without actually opening up the app as long as you use facebook.com/creator-studio. So it's a really simple, really easy way to schedule out all your posts for the week. That way, when you go to create all of your content, you can sit down, you could do whatever you need to do. It literally, you could do it in 20 minutes or less. That was what my whole guide was about. And once you get into the rhythm, by going in, scheduling everything out, and then you're done. You don't have to worry about, opening up the app or, going on at a specific time, or, you don't have to worry about doing any of that. You could kind of set everything scheduled. You can stop thinking about it and you can go on doing your work. When, things do post on your Instagram account, or your Facebook account, and you are starting to get engagement. So like, I would recommend that you have notifications turned on your phone, because when people are engaging with your posts and leaving comments, you should be going on there and engaging with them immediately. The more engagement you get and the faster you get it on posts, the more likely your post is to spread out to more people. So if somebody comments on your Instagram post and then you comment back to them, that counts as 2 comments to Instagram. You get what I mean? You just doubled the engagement that your post got. So, following up, if somebody commented, maybe you want to follow up with a question that leads them to post an additional comment. And then you can comment back to them. And you can see, you can very quickly, get your engagement to a much higher level. And you're creating conversations with people. And that's what Instagram and Facebook wants. They want you to have genuine interactions with people, not just, oh, I'm just going to put a few emojis or something like that. They want to see you genuinely talking, and they want people to, just genuinely be interested in what you're doing. And them commenting and liking and sharing and bookmarking your posts are all signals to these social media platforms that you're popular and that you're posting things that people want to see. So, you want to try to do that, as much as possible. And so with that, that is pretty much, the end of the training. I really did just want to very quickly just go over, I'm going to share the screen for my, if you go to jlcsocialmarketing.com and hit pricing at the top, if anybody is interested in marketing services through my company, we do very transparent pricing. This is the same for everybody. And we do pricing at a very affordable level. We think that every business should be able to afford professional marketing. So that's how we try to build our structure. We do focus on paid ads. So we can provide you with advice as to what kind of content to create and things of that nature, as Anand said earlier in that video. But we do, what we're mainly charging for here is labor, and then you will pay your ad budget directly to Facebook. So we don't ever touch that. But we have plans starting at $197 for ad spends up to $350. So if you're starting out, that's $10 a day or so. And we go all the way up to $599 for professional larger companies with bigger ad budgets over $1,000. So it is very affordable. I do also have a link on my website. It's up at the top for if you want a free social marketing plan. So if any business or organization here or that you know of needs a little bit more help with their social marketing, they can actually set up a free 15-minute session with me, where I will actually go over specifically for their business, specifically exactly what they should be doing, and setting them on their way, giving them ideas for content, trying to give them a little bit more structure and really, creating a plan for them. We just, just genuinely want to help. And we found a lot of businesses have seen a lot of success, even off of, just doing, one of those free sessions. So that is basically it. There is also like some frequently asked questions and stuff like that I usually go over, but we're kind of running out of time now, so I don't want to drag it out too long. But if anybody does have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments. Otherwise, Stephen, I will hand it back to you. Oh, thank you so much, Kathy, for the nice words. Yeah, I try to, I always try to do like these webinars and things like that. When the LGBTQ chamber came and asked me to do this, it's, of course, the answer was yes. It was a little hard to pin me down, but it was totally worth it. And I hope that everybody got some value out of this. And if you did, please, tell your friends at jlcsocialmarketing.com. Tell them to follow me on Instagram, JLC Social Marketing. I really do appreciate it. It's such a very easy thing. Go on, engage with some of our posts, like some of the posts, follow the NJ LGBT Chamber, engage with their posts. It's such a little thing, liking and sharing. It seems like such a little thing that doesn't mean anything, but it helps so much. So, if you really do want to do something, that is free, that helps in a very significant way, then you could do that.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Joseph. That was excellent information. I know I got a lot of good tips and tricks there, so I appreciate it. We all do. There is a recording, Dan just asked, and we will be uploading that to our YouTube channel probably by the end of today. And the link will also go out in our newsletter going out next Monday. So keep an eye out for it. But again, Joseph, thank you for being here. Everyone, thank you for attending, and we'll see you all at upcoming events very soon. Take care.
All right, thank you.